Hello, everyone. I'm here. I think we're slowly getting everyone in. I don't want to waste a minute. Whoever is here, just raise your hand or start talking. Ask your questions, please. Would love to go straight to the questions if you're ready.
Hi, Miriam. It's Esther.
Hi, my dear.
Hi.
Good to have you here.
Thank you, Modim Lasimcha. Question. We're doing questions based on the last classes with you.
No, any questions? Yeah, it's just any questions here.
Okay, let me think about it. I'll come right back. Let me think about it.
Sure. Okay, welcome everyone. Whoever is new, pleasure to have you over here. We just ask any questions and I reply. Please raise your hands and please mute your microphone when you are in between your questions.
Okay, Miriam. I'd like to ask. So I can't raise the hand. I'm driving.
No problem.
I wanted to ask you about like the dynamic in sibling rivalry, like between older and younger siblings, and like the role of the parent, when there's fighting, and I know there's like healthy stuff, but then when things get, excessive, like how does a parent like really manage? What do you, like with two brothers, two boys, ages specifically, I'll say ages 10 and 6.5. Sometimes it gets very, very messy. I mean, beyond the regular stuff where, and I think I've messaged you privately where there's like really big emotional outbursts, how, as parents, how do we best deal with that, especially when it affects us also, emotionally?
It's a little bit general. If you could give me at least one example, I could tune into that specific situation or reoccurring settings. Let's say they fight over a specific toy or a game or
well, yeah, like let's say the younger one took the ball and the older one doesn't even want the ball, but when the younger one takes the ball, all of a sudden the older one does, and then they just start up, and there's sometimes hitting involved, and then it's just like a snowball effect where they start fighting, and there's emotional outbursts, and if I take one side, then that means the other one feels abandoned, that it's then the youngest is my favorite. If I take the youngest side, the older side, the youngest, as and he hates me, and sometimes they say things, I wish you weren't my brother, I wish this, I wish that. So like what's, sometimes I feel like it's just almost like they need to throw out energy, negative energy, and that's kind of the cycle that they are used to in getting that ability to do that. So is that specific enough, or
I feel, what do you usually say or do? I feel there is some play out for you. There is something they doing to point something to you that you usually react. And I'm not saying it's bad or good. There's something that you need to look at in your regular kind of reoccurring reactions. That's what I pick up so far. What do you usually say? Is there screaming or shouting or
sometimes it depends where. Yeah, it depends where I'm holding. I mean, I if I'm like in a good place and I have, my cup is full, I try not to react and just calmly, in a very calm voice, point out things and say, okay, this is normal. You're just tired. Like sometimes it could be that the little one's tired, or I tell the older one, like, this is above you, like this is you're too mature for this. Like, why do you need the ball for? Those are like that. I mean, that's my ideal. And then there's moments where obviously I could lose it, and I do, pull them apart, or one gets the short end of it versus the other one. So that's the reoccurring theme.
So your ideal position is not really the best. And I want you to expand yourself a little bit and
Mm-hmm.
see yourself where you're okay with the fighting. Because your ideal position still wants there to be no fighting. And you still explain why do you need a ball, you're more mature than that, you don't need a ball the minute he needs a ball, like you're still fighting with the situation. And I want you, before any situation unfolds, I want you to just imagine there is a situation
Mm-hmm.
and you are absolutely energetically fine with one wanting that immediate ball the minute the other one took it. You need to be okay. There is not enough of you to be okay with him wanting that immediate second. And I want you to just say, that's where my ideal place is. Don't think right away, oh, but if they get
Mm-hmm.
into a fight and they start scratching and hurting each other, don't go there yet. Just be
I'm
okay with
almost
the.
like
Uh-huh.
you're saying it's almost like I'm like bringing that on because I'm like almost afraid of that. Like I need everything to be
There
smooth,
is something
that I
in
need to
you
be in
that
a state of
does not.
acceptance.
Yeah, there's something in you that does not let that happen. You do not want him to want the ball right away when the other one wants. Is
Mm-hmm.
that true? You feel like it's immature, it's childish, it's silly, it shouldn't be there, he should know better than that. You right away start kind of
I also
repressing.
repressing. No, there's some truth to that. I also, yeah, I have more expectations on the older one because he's older. That's true. And I'd like him not, I'd like him to like let it, let it go. Um, so yeah, that
So
resonates with me, and
let's
I
just
am
take
working
a
on that.
second. Let's just take a second. Yeah, we don't have a whole session here, but we could allow ourselves to take 1 second and just like close your eyes and tune in and say, what will happen if he wants that ball right away, the minute the other one wants? Like, what will happen in me? Can I let that be and be okay with that?
I'm trying. Right away, I get like anxious because
Yeah.
I expect fighting, and 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 especially when we're um because it's not always just the ball. It could be we're traveling, we're around people, and it's like, so it's yeah, it's a big thing that I'm working just to be okay with the noise, with you know even a friend of mine told me like a funny thing to do, to say like pretend like they're not my kids, like that I'm the babysitter, and to say that like, oh, where's your mom? The chutzpah, she left you with me for so long, like to make a joke of it, not to feel the anxiety and the pressure. Because what happens is I feel like already like my chest tightens up, you
Yeah.
know.
So the minute you work on it, there's something about perfectionism, something about being a little bit higher than your age. Like this is the patterns you grew up with. You need to stand a little bit higher than other kids. You need to be a little bit smarter than other kids. You need to be a little bit well behaved than other kids. You don't run for silly things. Like there's certain patterns in you that kind of alarm the minute they wake up that behavior.
Right.
And you just say those are my patterns. They have nothing to do with these kids. These kids allowed, those specific kids, yeah, they're mine, they're under my supervision, I'm their mom, blah blah blah. But you first tune in and say it's absolutely fine to want the ball or to desire something the minute other ones have. Or let's say there could be a similar pattern, like he interrupts you the minute you speak to someone. And if you don't speak to anyone, he does not need your attention.
Right.
It's absolutely fine for this age. It's absolutely okay. I let that be. That phenomena, I just want let that be. I want to take my attention from it and just let that be as it is. It doesn't need my adjustment right away, my fixing right away, my input right away. It just could be on its own.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. It sits well with me. Thank you.
Yeah, just sit with it a little bit and see what happens.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, my dear. Anyone else? Hi. Oh, here you are. Who else is here? Would like to take more questions? If not, I'll bring up the questions that people asked me. Start talking right away, yeah? So I know you have a question. Okay, so I just want to bring up something that I was asked recently. And Esther, if you have a question about marathon, you could address it here as well, because we're not planning to have a webinar on that. We could do it here.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, but I'll bring up something, and it was about relationship. Actually, twice I was asked, both in Russian and in English, and I think I addressed part of it today in a Russian group. But in English, I'm going to say it. A woman feels extremely kind of repressed, or feels like she does not belong to herself. At the same time, she loves her partner. I guess they're married, and I don't know how long, but they are in a relationship for a while. And she feels like there's an inner conflict. She doesn't feel right to leave this setup, because she loves him and she feels he loves her. But at the same time, she feels like she completely lost herself in his kind of rules and domain and his value system, and she wants to follow, but there is no her voice there in a way, right? So what I would suggest, and I asked her if she could come here, but I guess she wasn't able to. What I suggested to her, we had back and forth going on, speaking to him openly and reinstating, so to speak, like your values, and just saying, this is what I would appreciate to integrate into our relationship, even though it doesn't maybe suit you or excite you in any form or shape. Like, really voice your needs. If even something like maybe weird to your relationship, I would go away for 3 days or one day just to be alone in, I don't know, Airbnb, and have my own space. And that whole day, I do what I solidly want, not we do together, which we enjoy doing. And she's like, he's not going to take this right. She is not even able to bring it up and discuss it. So this is a big problem in a relationship, where you're not able to address it, and you're not able to speak about it, and there is no ability to hold the conversation back and forth in partnership. So I would definitely suggest address this with someone that you're comfortable. I wouldn't say therapist, maybe due to his religious standards or some observance standards, maybe therapist is something that he would not appreciate, but definitely somebody he's comfortable with, to speak about her being okay doing what she wants whenever she wants, without hiding, without not letting him know, and him being fine with it. The way I understood, and please interrupt me if you are here and this some speaks to you, maybe not in husband-wife relationship, but with kids or at work where you don't feel you are at your place and you're not allowed, so to speak, to speak up or to declare or to announce your preferences, right? So it's important because in such a setup, when one partner is not able to speak up, they feel it's going to be outrageous explosion of emotions and conflict and fight, etc., etc. This is a position of a child. And why is it important? Because as child in the relationship, in any setup, in any type of relationship, you are not qualified for a lot of things. Like money is the first thing that suffers because you created a kind of a back and forth with specific person where you are a child, you're afraid of your adult to announce and to declare and to prefer and to wish and to actually do stuff for yourself, right? You are afraid and you don't know how to take consequences. You don't know how to address it. You're afraid of this like reaction. So you declare to universe, I am a child. And as a child, you deserve or allowed to have certain things. You're allowed to have X amount of money for candies, for just like fun $5 to have in your imaginary purse or something like that, right? You are not obligated or have to have other benefits as an adult. So all of this stuff will open up when you reset yourself. When you know what you want and you know how to ask for it and you're not afraid and there's no violence there, and you're allowed to declare that this is exactly what I want. I really want to put our minds to it, how to get there. And it's not being selfish and it's not being self consumed and self obsessed. It's being an adult. And there's other benefits that come with it. So, with children as well, just to a little bit address Esther's question, it's important to set your preference, right? In a non-violent way, in a non-demanding way. I prefer that much quiet. I prefer that much calm. I know your children, and therefore we are going to go to the park or jujitsu or martial art or swimming for 5 hours or something to get all the cookies out, right? But there is a period of a day when we are together that there is just like quiet. It's settled down energies. And you could prefer that and you could voice that. And it's important for children to know that you voiced something and you got for yourself something. Because if children grow up in a setup where a mom wants continuously something and she doesn't get it, so they think it creates very deep insecurity that they are not with adult. I hope you understand what I mean. It's a very deep and important topic in a lot of questions that people face. So if anyone wants to address anything related to what I just said, if not, we could go to the next question. Um, I could go further with this specific topic and I could just devote the whole hour for this, right? The rest of the hour for this, but I rather take your questions and your concerns. Whoever is here, you're welcome. Yes, Alina just joined in. Alina, you have a question? Lona.
Not yet, I'm driving, but soon.
Okay.
B'ezras Hashem.
All right. So I was just talking about relationship, man-woman relationship, where when it's important and how it's important to always know what are your preferences, not our preferences, because when people feel love and connection and like this blessing that they are finally found each other and they love each other, etc., they kind of lose themselves in a partner, and they jointly want together a lot of things without recognizing this is selectively what I truly want, or I'm doing it because he wants it or she wants it. So it's crucially important to voice exactly what you want, even though it could be drastically different. And it's crucially important to get yourself there without, that's what people start facing difficulties when they feel like they're demanding in a relationship, and that could screw up their softness and their flow, so to speak, and their love for each other, right? And they feel like they don't want to do, they don't want to upset that. And I was just explaining it's really important to occasionally relook, what is it truly that I want? And am I getting it? How often do I postpone it? How often do I not voice it? When I voice it, am I heard and understood? Does the other side listen and take it in? And am I able to bear their response, right? If they say, oh, not now, I wish I could do this for you, I'm working on it, or I wish we could get there, and just like shuts the door on it, are you able to, how are you taking this response? Or a person feels like you're always demanding something if you constantly voice your demands. So all those conflicts, and it comes up not only man, woman, as I said, it could be mother and children, it could be parents and children, it could be you and your coworkers, you and your boss, right, that you work with. It's always important to know, like, where are you in here? Are you completely giving yourself over to the company that you're working for, and you forget about your priorities, your needs, your boundaries, or you voicing them? And it's not necessarily for the fact that you should get it no matter what. It's this ability to be able to voice your needs at this moment and knowing how to get there. And we said it earlier, and just to repeat for Alona, this defines you as an adult. That's the first criteria, and all the benefits that come for an adult, the money, the deeper friendship, the normal intimacy, or whatever comes as a package for an adult, it actually falls in that category. And if we're not able to know what I need and what I want and how am I getting there and get things for myself, those things also get pushed away, because universe, so to speak, reads you as a child, and a child doesn't usually need a lot of things, right? So that's where we were holding, just to review.
Okay, may I ask the question?
Yes, please.
So I don't have like a problem in a relationship. I mean, there was some concerns before, like we were separated, and my husband was extremely jealous, possessive, and like needy. But now, like we're living together, so he like calmed down, and he sees like how my life is, so he understands that I'm busy. And you know, my family, husband and kids, they want quality time, and I find myself at Yom Tov. I cannot be present more than 5 to 10 minutes. It's very hard because I'm with them and I enjoy their company. They're very sweet. Everybody's helping me. And in the next 5 to 10 minutes, my mind goes to, oh, what I need to. I'm so used to running around. It's like I want to enjoy the time, but I'm keep like making plans in my head. What I do next? Where we go next? Is like all this like running around. It's hard. It was hard for me to calm down and enjoy the family. You know, hagim. All of this is like I'm working on it from this marathon. I was wondering if you could elaborate more on like shifting the focus back into being present, like with the breathing, or like focusing on being present at the moment a little longer than 5 to 10 minutes, if that's possible. Thank you.
Firstly, it's amazing that you want to expand this 5 minutes, right? It's amazing that you feel the need, that you're a better quality person when you're more present instead of in your mind planning things and just like organizing what's next in your mind. So that's number one. Number two, there has to be a time, even with all the duties and responsibilities that and errands that you kind of run around and do and accomplish for the sake of comfort and unity of the family, where you are alone. How often does that happen on a regular basis when you are completely alone in a nature and quiet nature, not just like taking a walk with millions cars passing by, but you're like either by the river or ocean or in a deep forest, and it's like a regular, it's a religiously regular routine, an hour at least, an hour a day or half an hour a day to start off with. So that will stimulate that presence. And also, when we are in nature or we are alone, you could be alone at home taking a bath, for instance, right? But you are completely alone. There is no phone, there is no other people next to you, there is no kind of nice walk, quality walk with your son or with your husband. Just you are alone. Notice what usually happens then. Are you alone just by yourself with nature, taking the nature in, or you are mostly also processing what next email you're writing and who are you paying next and what are you booking next, etc., etc. So that is important to integrate into our daily life. When you have your alone time, how often does that happen?
That's the thing. I have been neglecting that. It used to be quite often, and now it's got so busy. Yeah, I have. I used to, again, even in nature, I used to go to Georgina, to a Simcoe Lake, like two,
Mhm,
3 times a week for 2, 3 hours.
mhm.
And yeah, then I kind of stopped. So I want to start after Yom Tov again, going to the lake to try to do it, because I could, at some point I could be there like for an hour without thinking about anything. But lately it's been like I'm there, and then I get, my mind kicks me out out of my like serenity zone, so to speak. Yeah.
So I would suggest don't wait until you're able to block out 3 hours. It's a commute there and back and be there and just to let go and to relax there. You don't just hang out there for a minute or 15 minutes. You want to be there like an hour or over an hour, right? But it's also a drive. So I would suggest find something near you. Is there a park near you where you could just escape a walking
Yes.
distance, maybe 15 minutes, and you could just get lost there? Certain park that speaks to you, like really relaxes you, really opens you up. Or any water place. There are a lot of parks. I remember living in Canada, there are a lot of parks in Richmond Hill area where you could just like really beautifully observe the nature and the water and the ducks and whatnot, right? So
Yes.
that has to be regular, because when we wait for the vacation and the opportunity for this 3 5 hour kind of retreat for ourselves, it doesn't happen that often. But when you block out 1 hour, no matter what, you walk into the park, you spend an hour or two in the park, and you walk back for 15 minutes or 10 minutes, that is possible to do starting every other day or every 3 days or something. And then it eventually becomes your second nature. it becomes a pattern that you fall into. This is no matter what, I do this, right? Are you there? Alina? So this is number one. And number two, what I would recommend when you are left alone, let's say you're not holding a conversation with someone, you're not speaking to anyone, you're not there together with anyone. Let's say you're driving a car and you are in the car for 20 minutes, right? I suggest either put sounds of nature like as a background to like just like gather you more in to bring you back to yourself, and just focus on aliveness of your body, just that. You drive, you're very attentive, but at the same time just focus that you are alive. Your body is alive, there is a life inside your body, and just like sit with this one thought. And if the thought of organizing what's next for the family or for you and a next facial appointment or something like that, just like look at that thought and just say, I will come back to you. Right now, I'm busy with something, right? Just energetically say that. Don't use words. Just like allow it to be, but don't go there. And just stay with the idea that you're alive. Your body is alive. This is like a first step to presence, to arriving back to center, to this moving from mind patterns, mind processes into just being, right? And train yourself to go there more often. Just return yourself back to your body and just like feeling your body being alive. And your focus is there, right? Does
Yeah.
that and besides that, as often and as regular as you could spend time in nature, this will definitely will give you enough, so to speak, space to go back to yourself when you need to, in between chaos and in between busyness, longer than 5 minutes, if you know what I mean.
Yes, thank you.
What did you feel so far from what I said? I just want a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, that's I was thinking about that because yeah, it's easy to forget. Uh, I think it, I always believe that you need to be your best, for yourself and for your family at the end. And if you don't take care of yourself, you're gonna burn out at some
Mhm.
point. And I don't want to get to the point when I'm burnt out and I'm resenting all the cooking and the cleaning and work. As much
Yeah.
as everybody's helping me, it's still like I'm going through adjustment period too. So one of the reasons I wanted to join is because I'm getting used to from being alone most of the time to having like family around me full on, and they're awesome and amazing, and but I need to get used to the this period. Yeah, before Rosh Hashanah, I was like everything was nothing was happening, and then everything is start to go real fast, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to like catch up.
Yeah. And always remember that during the holidays or family time, you are the priority. People get into those patterns, pleasing and making comfort for others. If you are not comfortable, you could never make anyone comfortable. It's only a facade. It's only a make-believe story. I will
Yes.
go out of myself, and it's not real. It does not truly happen. That person will bite you back because they did not get satisfied with the comfort you gave or time you gave or support you offered. It will come back to you because it was not full on. You were not present. You were
Yes.
not okay with where you are at this moment. And even though it looks very pleasant and nice and sweet, but it doesn't pay at the end.
Yes. Yes.
All
Thank you.
right. Yes, my pleasure. Okay, Bracha is here. Do you have a question, my dear?
Hi, how are you? How's everything doing? Thank you
Good,
for
thank
doing
you.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't, I just want to know, like, when we meet people, is there a way to know exactly what their purpose is in our life? Do we just have to wait it out? Do we always have to seek guidance? Um, do we have to know why they came, why they're here, why we feel something, or should we just let it be?
I think it starts very simple. If you are fully present without all those mind questions, yeah, should I have or should we not, how we should, etc. Here is mind fixing kind of situation. Don't fix anything, it's already perfect. You meet a person, let's say at the occasion, somebody introduced you to someone, and you just feel the energy, right? You feel, and we all feel. You don't have to be a healer or a super intuitive prophetic human being. You just sense with your whole body the energy flow. The conversation goes or no. When you ask a question, do you feel they understood you, they answered right on? When you are being asked something, you're like happily replying, you truly feel comfortable and at peace, and that means for this moment you are meant for each other, and there is some exchange going on. And when you feel outrageously not comfortable, or I'm just exaggerating for example purposes, right? And you feel like offness, even with simple things, and they're not attacking you, but you feel kind of uncomfortable. It's better to just gently go, right? Because there is some i- kind of some trigger, some imbalance going on in this exchange. So I would not jump right away. Oh, are we meant for each other? Like, let's say in my case, yeah, I meet a mom at the class of my little boy, right? I sit there and I sit right next to her, and there's like back and forth going on. There's a conversation. Do I ask myself a question? Is it like a friendship for a lifetime? Are we supposed to exchange something short and sweet and forget about each other? I don't. But at this moment, I scan myself. What is it that I feel right now? It's never another person. In the presence of another person, what is it that you feel? Like, for instance, each time there is a group, I feel completely different, and there is a different flow. Even though maybe we're addressing similar questions, but it's me feeling in your presence something different. And I look into that. Where am I holding? What vibes am I picking up right now? And always not with your mind, but mostly with your whole body, right? Am I
Yeah.
answering your question or no?
Yeah. Thank you.
Is it mostly about dating or possible dating, or it's just like random conversations with?
No, I just think a lot of it is also the outcome of relationships is based on what we decide. And sometimes it's hard to know if you want to decide to pursue that person or
Mm. Bring me an example. It could be a made-up example, so it will be clear for me to just tune in. What is it that you mean?
um yeah, no, I don't have let's say yeah, you meet someone at an event and you felt a connection and you can't like you think about them and they come up in your heart afterwards. So let's say you have the opportunity to reach out to them, let's say, or text them, or go to somewhere else that you know they would be there.
So before you do anything external,
Mhm.
let's say you connected with that person and something feels like you need to go and exchange again, right? Before you do that outgoing movement, I want you to sit inside and just truly, deeply ask, not for the sake of receiving an answer, but just ask, what is there for me? And just sit with it for a minute. Don't create an answer. The answer will come, right? What is there for me? And if I need to go anywhere to interact again, I want it to be more coming through me than me making it. I want you to see the difference when mind starts creating. Should I go? Person is going to be at the gym or at the yoga place. I'll go there, I'll meet them again because I have that urge to meet that girl or to meet that boy or to meet that, I don't know, guru or somebody, right? So you have that urge and your mind start blah, 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 but it's always fake. Mind always, it's all patterns, all repetitive patterns. You truly want to say, if this connection has to happen, I want to be moved to be there. And you are not acting, there's something flowing through you that makes you act. It's like you're standing in the store, you turn around and this person is there. This is what I mean. Or you're filling up the gas for your car and you turn around and the person is right there. Or they text you or somebody mentions to you about them. Those is all not miracles. They happen regularly. But when you said you do something, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to allow universe, higher consciousness to move through you. And there's gentleness there. And you trust, if you truly meant for each other, there is no need to force anything, no need to run anywhere. It's just going to come very gently, very beautifully. It's going to come to it. Yours will for sure be yours for a lifetime. Nobody is going to replace you. Nobody is going to mistaken anyone for you. You are always going to be friends, if that's what's meant to be. And just relax into that thought. What's mine is always going to be mine. And mind will say, but if you don't do it, it will run away. If you fall asleep on it, it's just going to get turned away. Just like trust that phrase. What's mine is always there for me. And it will come my way. It's not being arrogant, it's not being snobby, it's being quiet and listen and allow. You see the difference between jumping and acting or just like listening?
When you're listening to your heart, it will never be like the pursuing action voice. It will never tell you like text them, post this, pursue. It's always just going to be spontaneous, like a river flowing through you. Synchronicities will happen. Is that the
I
difference?
could only say how it works with me. Let's say I want, I don't know, I want a Tai Chi class, right? And that this is truly what I want right now. I want a near me specific Tai Chi class that I don't have to travel miles and miles away. And I put it down. I don't look, I don't make phone calls. I just put it down. And what happens, like I could be folding laundry or driving, and there is a text coming in or something related to like a new Tai Chi class is opening up. I don't remember if I told you this story. I used to run a daycare back in the days.
Montessori.
Alona knows Montessori daycare. Yeah, her boys were there, and she actually helped me. She was my assistant once upon a time,
Yeah.
if she remembers. So there was this lady. I remember I was pregnant with my fifth child, And this lady reached out and she's like, I have a newborn baby and I'm supposed to be in the car already every morning by 7 a.m. I'm looking for daycare. I live like 20 minutes drive away from you. I'm gonna get a taxi for this baby to be driven to your house every morning. And the newborn, like maybe 5 months, not like a newborn, right? Firstly, I wasn't taking that little babies. It was like a year and a half and older or something. I don't remember. So I said to her, I said, do this with me for a minute. Just say, and she's like, I only want Montessori, la la la, and all that. So I said, do this with me. Just say, I want a Montessori daycare school next to my house. And just put it down. Don't look for it. Put it down. Don't send your baby to me. You don't need to do this exaggeration with a little baby in a taxi with a stranger every morning. I wouldn't feel comfortable and it wasn't sitting right. So next week, I think in a week, she called me and she said, I opened my door and there is a flyer in my door. My new Montessori daycare is opening down the block.
Wow.
And that's what happens. When it's yours, you just need to align to that trust.
Law of attraction.
People put so much uh, into that, you just know yours is always there. But when we worry, we get like overly excited, overly mental about it. We don't allow that to come to us. It takes longer, right? But when we just like put it all down, all the stress and all the ideas, just put it down, clearly say what you want, and just know it's coming. It's going to find its way to you for sure. What's yours, it's
Mm.
going to find its way to you. And I have no idea she liked that school, but she was like truly amazed. She used to tell the people about the story a lot. She was like, I had no idea that it could happen so quickly. But when she was busy obsessing even, about like Miriam's is the only school and that's the only place and I'm gonna get a taxi. Like she herself is blocking that easy flow to come her way. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
It makes a lot of sense. Yes. It's
And
also
it
like being
looks,
in a masculine energy, feminine energy.
yeah, it looks a little bit kind of irresponsible in the beginning. Some people say, oh, just put it down. If you need the $10,000, go get it. If you need a husband or a wife, just like act on it, right? It's true, there is a place for that. I wouldn't say you don't act at all, but act from what place, from what beginning, like from where you're acting. If it's a mental obsession, usually doesn't have any continuity, doesn't have any blessing in a way. But if it's from this being state where you are truly connected and you trust and you know you're looked after, there is something and someone working on your behalf and doing things for you. Whatever you want, it's there. You just need to relax and let go the control and put down all the mental kind of excitement, and you just like taken there. That's what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
It could take up to 10, it could take years, but you just
Yeah,
have to
that's
surrender.
that's not trusting. That's not trust is talking. You just say it could take
Mm.
10 minutes. It could take 10 seconds.
10 minutes,
If
10
it's
seconds.
mine for sure is going to show up the minute I relax. When I try to manipulate, I only want this specific person to come my way and want me to be their friend in such a way. It's a manipulation. That might not ever happen because you specifically want that person to act in your life in a kind of specific way. But if you just relax and say, if I need a job or I need money or I need to get married or I need to move or I need, I don't know, specific professional, and you just say, this is what I need, and I know mine is waiting for me, or my job is to relax myself into it. Really allow things to take me to that place or bring me to that place. And I trust, that's where the trust comes in. I trust this is the setup. This is the true setup. God is not against me. He's not trying to make things complicated. He's not, trying to fight with me. There's no such thing. God is always on our side, and He wants us to relax and trust and just like fall on His lap a little bit, and let Him take us. But when we just like hold the control, He's like, okay, I'll wait till you put down the control.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in order to be that presence that we spoke about in marathon is crucially important. Minute to minute presence. When you do something, you are exactly this preoccupied with this activity. Your mind is not somewhere else, and your hands are not here, but your whole being is somewhere else. No, you're completely here. If you're texting and you're fully here. If you're washing dishes, you're fully here. You're not washing dishes and thinking about your conversation you had last week with your friend. No, you're completely here. And the more you do that, you're completely, first of all, you become a very quality person. People like being around you. They know you will never miss things and you will never barely ever make mistakes or drop stuff or do something sloppy. You're constantly present. You're very attentive. You're very loving. Secondly, it trains you into that zone when big things need to manifest and come your way. You're just like 1 minute at a time person. You're not thinking ahead, 10 years ahead. Oh, it's going to take 10 years. I know if I'm just going to put it down, nobody's going to do it for me. I have to do it all the time. Like you train into that 1 minute, one action at a time. I think in Zen, right, one of the main point in Zen, do one thing at a time. This whole thing about Tai Chi, one step at a time, one movement at a time. You don't do two movements in a jerky way, kind of, right? It's a one movement at a time. And that trains you into that zone where things are taken care of. I'm looked after. There are things are mine for me to experience. They're line up for me to experience. They might not line up with my mind the way my mind wants things to be, but they're definitely beneficial and full on and a source of blessing. And I'm open to that, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Okay, anyone else? We do have time still.
I'm sorry. Can I say something to Bracha? Bracha.
Yeah.
I was single for 10 years, and 2 years ago, I was so overwhelmed. I went to the little island, running away from my problems. And it's exactly what Miriam said.
Where
You
did you go?
forget it. It's some island in Caribbean, and I only had one contact there because I needed help with translating. So it's exactly how Miriam said. I was at the state of the mind when I let go of everything. I was completely present only for myself. At that point, I gave up on dating Shidduchim. I closed all my profiles, and basically, I was like at the end of my rope. And I went there just to be alone. I usually take vacation with my kids, but this time I said I'm going alone. My passport was about to expire. I was like in between jobs, whatever. I went there. I only knew one person there. I stayed there by myself, just like trying to reconnect, to tune in, and completely no expectations, nothing. Just being fully present, sitting by the ocean, like doing just the thing that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the things like unfolded very, very quick, like with exactly no expectations, nothing. It's just, I met the guy, whatever. When I came back also to Canada, back into the reality, I didn't have any expectations or anything. But it's precisely when things start to like flow and develop. And I didn't have to do anything or chase anybody or prove my worth to anyone. It was just like happening. Just, I'm
Wow.
sorry, I had to say it because I kind
Thank
of
you for
been in a
sharing.
similar. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So she means she met her husband, current husband there in that flow when she was just not expecting to meet anyone, just being there for herself and not pleasing
Yeah,
anyone. Yeah.
it's very nice.
Thank you. Okay. I guess we don't have time for questions or maybe a quick one. And if you do have questions, please ask. If not, just the feedback of today, what you took for yourself from this meeting and what confused you more. I would take any feedback. Anyone? We have Nachman here. Are you able to speak? Okay, I guess not. Anyone wants to say anything before we say goodbye till next month?
Yeah, thanks. I just wanted to know if we naturally drawn to something, does that mean it's our calling, or could that be the mind?
It could be mind and it could be natural. It depends. Like if you start talking to me about it, I right away pick up the energy if it's from your mind or it's from your being. It's you're being moved towards it. You see, like when you do Tai Chi or real yoga, they right away tell you this asana or this move, you're basically not moving your full body. You're like there are certain ways to tell you that you're just like robotically moved, but your body is not involved. You don't put full energy on. And the same thing in the voice. When a person talks to me, if it's like sense of urgency, sense of like lack of something, I right away know it's from the mind. Right away, it's something iffy, you know. It's better not to look there or invest your energy. But if it's like precisely in a different rhythm, like it's a specific rhythm when full you is being put, not in obsessive way, but just like you are completely moved by it or towards it, then it's for sure something to investigate and to like study. It usually, if you're put right in front of something, right, you didn't make it calm, you didn't manipulate yourself into it. It's just like put right in front of you. It's something worthwhile looking and slowing down for. But if you're honest with yourself and you say, did I manipulate myself into this situation? Did I like patch, make, and like got myself there? Then nothing will happen. Just like let it go. You know the difference?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It has to
Okay.
fall on your lap.
It has to be right in front of it. Will show up. What's yours will show up and you will not mistaken. It will not mistake you for anyone and you will not mistake, oh, I'm sorry, it's a different bracha. You got a wrong bracha. No, they will come right at you. It will be right in your face,
It will
right?
be obvious. You don't have to question so much.
Right. The minute you start questioning, is it for me? Is it true for me? Should I allow things to unfold? Quiet your mind, just put aside your mind and truly feel what is it that you feel at this moment? Was this specific interaction, whether it's a text or email or phone conversation or face to face, what is it that you feel?
Right.
Feeling will bring you back to your body, away from your mind. Mind, but feelings will tell you exactly. right? Not always. Sometimes feelings also misleading, but at least away from the chattering of the mind. Yes. Everyone? Anyone? Okay, I guess we are done for today. Esther, anything? Lorna, anything?
Thank you.
All right, my dear. Thank you. Good luck with everything. I love
Thank
you
you.
all and enjoy your holidays, however you're celebrating it. May it add only love and calmness and joy and increase it for the rest of the year. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next month. Take care.